What is up, guys? Happy Wednesday, and welcome to the second official training of this course. So, on Monday, we learned all about nutrition, and hopefully, now you've got into a real good rhythm of what you should be eating more of and what you should be eating less of, and why. Okay, because I'm one of these people. If someone tells me to do something, I'm like, well, why? Why? I'm like your annoying kid. Why? I just like to understand. And then in my brain, I'm like, okay, that all fits together. Now I'll proceed and do it. So hopefully now you have got a real good understanding of nutrition and how it affects your hormones. Next, we are going to talk about one of the most important and overlooked factor in weight loss. Okay, so obviously hormones are probably the most overlooked, but what in particular about hormones? Okay, what do most weight loss programs or coaching or whatever you want to call it, what are they missing? They're missing lifestyle. Okay, so do you remember when we spoke about the how you burn your calories, and we had like NEAT in there, BMR. I'm going to test you guys. What are all these acronyms for? So when we talk about NEAT, that's going to fall in the lifestyle section. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys about what lifestyle factors contribute to your ability or lack of ability to lose weight. Okay, so let's jump into it. The key hormones we are going to talk about today are leptin and ghrelin. You know those so well. FSH. Hands up if you know what that means. I see you. And cortisol, okay? FSH are the female sex hormones, so progesterone, estrogen, and there is a third. We're not going to talk about it today, I don't think, but it's testosterone. Okay, so how does lifestyle affect these? How we can optimize them? And then, of course, you've got some homework. So, leptin, ghrelin, we know what they do. They balance hunger and satiety. I'm going to chuck them together now because they kind of work in tandem, right? So, these two are affected by sleep quality, so how well you're sleeping, your stress, your physical activity, which we're going to talk about on Friday, alcohol, and your weight status. Okay, so if you are overweight, typically these are thrown off, and then when you go into obesity, the same with being underweight. Okay, your body isn't used to eating the right amount, so it's not going to trigger that response to be like, hey, you're hungry. But if you're overeating all the time, do you remember we mentioned about like meal timings can contribute towards it? Well, there we go. If you're eating all the time, overeating, then you're going to be hungry all the time because that signal is like constantly on, basically. Okay, so it also affects the female sex hormone. So I know you guys freaking love talking about periods and menopause, which is fine. I love it too. It's one of my favorite eras. I know they're all my favorite eras, guys. That's just me. Just freaking love it. So how are they? How are they contributed to, or how are they influenced by our lifestyle? So estrogen influences fat storage and distribution and the body's ability to burn fat. Okay, so we'll leave that one to one side for now. But let's combine them. If you're going through menopause, if you have got low estrogen or progesterone or like high progesterone, let's look at estrogen first. If you've got low estrogen, the body then stores fat around your midsection. Okay, so as we go through menopause and as we are in the luteal phase, which is after your ovulation of your cycle, just before your period, but yeah, like I say, through perimenopause and menopause, your sex hormones are dropping because your body's like, hey, we retire, no more babies. They start switching off. So now you've got less estrogen, which means you're going to move less. This has been found in studies. And you burn less fat, which means it's going to be even more difficult to lose weight, right? And like I said, it's going to influence the storage and distribution. So it's going to store more fat, and it's going to be around the belly, which never in the boobs, is it? So then you've got progesterone without an R. This is progesterone. No, I just spelled it wrong. It's progesterone. It influences fat storage as well and increases appetite. So, when you are coming up to your period, you're like, oh my God, I'm starving. It's a progesterone. Okay. So there we go. And all of these are influenced by stress. There's a theme here, isn't there? Stress, sleep, environment, and toxins. We're not going to go into this. But things like pesticides, herbicides, using plastics when we're eating, like microwaving in plastics, those kinds of things. Even the face cream and makeup and stuff we put on. Birth control. Obviously. Alcohol, which we've already mentioned. Smoking and drugs. I probably should have put smoking and drugs in all of them, but smoking and drugs, I don't recommend. Alrighty. So, cortisol. Everybody's favorite thing. Cortisol, we do need cortisol, okay? We do need it in our life. But what happens is because we're so stressed all the time because our body's like, oh my God, there's a threat. Oh my God, there's a threat. Oh my God, there's a threat. It's not a threat. It's an email from your boss, which you might want to threaten them afterwards, but it's not a threat to your life, okay? But our bodies haven't evolved to understand that it's just my boss. I'll just ignore that and just pretend I never saw it. Oops, never got that email. We can do things like that, but our brain's like, oh my God, saber-toothed tiger's coming. So we start to panic. So the stress hormone and cortisol, it affects your appetite. So everybody overeats when they're stressed. Well, some people undereat, but the majority of people are like, I'm so stressed, I'll get in my mouth. Yeah, okay, I know you guys can relate to that. So when you have like a little bout of stress, it raises the adrenaline in your body and neuroadrenaline, which does cause a spike in metabolism. So it actually makes you burn more calories in that little period. But if you're chronically stressed, that is going to make you overeat. It can lead to burnout when you don't produce cortisol. It's influenced by sleep. Here it goes. Exercise, social support. We haven't said that yet, but it does. Relationships, work-life balance. You guys know as soon as I say stress, you're either thinking kids or your boss. Sometimes your partner. All three. Undereating. Undereating causes the body to be like, oh my God, there's nothing to eat. That's a threat. It's life-threatening. Shit. Push up the cortisol. And cortisol then makes you hold fat for later on. So if you're undereating, some people can be like skinny fat, where they're like just small. If they haven't done weights and stuff, if you've just done like a lot of running, undereating, they're just like small but still fat, if that makes sense. Of course, stress management. Stress management is going to be what influences cortisol, okay? Okay. What is the problem with most people's lifestyle? Boom. Too much stress, no time, no energy. If you resonate with that, I want to see you in the comments. I'm pretty sure however many people are in this group, everybody resonates with too much stress, no time, and no energy, okay? So people typically don't exercise. And when they're stressed, they grab convenience food. No one goes, I'm going to re-stress. I'm going to go and just prepare myself some broccoli. No, they go, just hand me the chips and the dip. Hand me the chocolate. There's a whole Oreo sleeve disappeared. Kids haven't got any chocolate for tomorrow in their packed lunch, okay? It's that kind of thing. So that's what happens. And so because they don't exercise, because they're too stressed, they haven't got time and got energy, their calories out decreases and their calories in increase, which means they go into a surplus, which means they gain weight, okay? Typically, we mentioned this in the Zoom the other day, actually. You'll stay up late because you want to we touched on it in the Zoom. People want to stay up late because they want to switch off by scrolling social media. They're like, do you know what? This is me time. I'm just going to switch off by looking at everyone else moaning about their life. Okay? No one's like, I'm going to switch off by doing something helpful, like, I don't know, meditation. People are like, oh, no, I'm going to binge Netflix and look at other people's lives. Which is fine. There's a place. Or you're thinking, You're overthinking. You think about that email you need to send. You think about your family members. Maybe one of them is sick. Maybe you've got a lot going on. Maybe your kid is, I don't know, got something wrong and they've got to go and see a specialist or something like that. Maybe your boss, maybe you've got big projects coming up and you're like, oh, God, okay. Maybe you've got an interview. So you've got all of these different things going on. Okay. It's going to stop us from sleeping and increase our stress levels. So circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is a fancy way of saying body clock. Okay. This is the way, the time, the amount, the when, the hows of our hormonal secretion, which means that our body secretes different hormones at different times. And this makes sense, right? Because melatonin and serotonin, so serotonin is the happy, calm hormone, melatonin is the sleepy hormone, cortisol is the awake hormone. So, like I say, you want a bit of cortisol. You just don't want it to be chronically elevated, okay? Even little spikes of cortisol is good because if your kid is running in front, or your dog, running in front of a car, you want to be like, go get him. You need that, boom, boom, boom. But you just don't need that all the time. So, anyway, when you wake up, cortisol is what's going to help you get out of bed. It's going to wake you up. It's going to be like, okay, time to slay the day. And then late in the night, or sorry, in the afternoon and evening, basically, that shuts off. It decreases. And then your melatonin, serotonin starts to raise because it's like, okay, I'm ready to chill. I'm ready to sleep. I'm ready to put this day behind me. Okay. Now, there's lots of different factors, like I've already mentioned, that will change your circadian rhythm. One of them is your light. Okay, so light therapy, and this is something we work with clients on. And this is things like having a good bedtime routine, winding down, having a morning routine. And what this does, using light therapy, it's like signaling to the cortisol, like, okay, you can go now in the night. We don't need you. And we're in a nice calm state, ready for bed. Serotonin, melatonin, come on down, guys. Like, join the party. In the morning, you want to obviously get up and then you are like, right, I'm ready to go. I want the energy. I don't want to be melatonin, serotonin, get out. One night stand, get out that door. You know, we now want cortisol to be like waking us up, hyping us up, ready to go. Let's rock. Now, so in the night, obviously you want darkness, and in the day you want sunlight. Morning sunlight is like the best, and then obviously when the sun starts to go down, which I know will change depending on the season, that is when your body will start to tell itself, okay, time to wind down. There are things you can do to manipulate this, though, for good and for bad. So the best thing you can do, like I said, when you wake up, is go outside, get some daylight on your face. Okay, now cortisol starting to like pick up. In the night, or in the afternoon, evening, wherever you want to go to sleep, shut all the curtains, make it dark, and you can use Himalayan salt lamps. You know, like to give the orange glow, and this mimics cavewoman days, the fire. Okay, so the fire, that orangey, and the sunset, that orangey amber kind of light makes us think, okay, bedtime, time to shut down. We don't need that cortisol anymore. But they can also be used for bad, okay? So if you're lolling around in bed with the curtains closed, it's 11 o'clock, you're hungover to shit, that's going to be not telling your body to wake up, basically. So you might be like, I'm hungover, I'm getting energy, and you're making your cortisol stay asleep. You're making it stay at bay. You don't want that. And in the night, being on your phone. I know, okay? But you do not want to be on your phone for around an hour before you go to bed, okay? And because the light that is emitted is a blue light. What color is the sky, guys? Blue, exactly. Or grey if you're in Swansea. I know, I agree. Generally, though, it's blue, okay? So our bodies have adapted to be like, okay, it's blue, that means it's daytime. So if we're doing that before we go to bed, cortisol is like, hello, it's time for me to wake up. And melatonin and serotonin are already gone. Okay, so we need to be making it the best possible environment, okay? So that's a really long-winded way of saying get good sleep. And use lights to get good sleep. Because sleep will also influence stress, and stress will also influence sleep, right? So we need to like cut that cycle somewhere. And then in your wind down, your bedtime routine, you wind down before bed. That's where you could be doing your stress management stuff. So you could do them together. Right. So I'm going to have a little drink here. Sleep between 7.5 and 9 hours a night. And you need good quality. So the studies, recent studies, are now showing that it's not necessarily the amount of sleep you get, but rather the time you go to bed and wake up is consistent, okay? So apologies if any of you guys are shift workers. I've just pissed on your chips, basically. But this is what the science is showing now, that the time you go to bed and the time you wake up is what's staying consistent, because that's going to help your body clock get into rhythm, circadian rhythm, in rhythm. That's going to help your body understand what's day, what's night, when to burn fat, etc., etc. It needs to be good quality, so people are like, Faye, I got no problem sleeping. As soon as my head hits the pillow, I am out. That is not a good thing, guys. There is a thing called latency, and this is from when your head hits the pillow to you actually nodding off. That should be around 15, 20 minutes. 15 minutes, really. Any more, then obviously you're going to have less sleep. You're going to be, well, technically, I guess, you're under-tired. Any less, you're overtired. And that's not good either. And when you wake up, you should feel energized. If you get afternoon slumps, usually it's because the quality of your sleep isn't good, as well as your nutrition. But now you guys' nutrition is spot on, so I'm not worried about that. I'm now worried about your sleep. Okay, but I'm a night shift worker, Faye, or I'm a mum. I know, I've got you covered. Okay, so if possible, sleep 5 hours immediately after a shift. So you come home, you finish your shift at 6 a.m., you get home at 7, you sleep 7 till 12, okay, 7 till midday. Then, before you go back to work, take a 2-hour nap, okay? 2-hour nap. Then when you're on shift, I know this isn't always possible, but if you can, try and get a 15, 20-minute nap during the shift. When you finish work, we're going to do some light therapy now, okay? When you finish work, sunglasses on, gloves, long sleeves, wear your masks, wear a hat, cover absolutely everything. I don't care if it's hot. Cover everything, okay? And this stops the sunlight from coming onto your skin and your body recognizing it's daytime and starts the production of melatonin and serotonin, because now it's dark and cozy, okay? Not too cozy though if you've got a drive, of course. Have good sleep hygiene, so make sure that you have got I'll talk about that in a sec actually. And have your food prepped as much as possible, okay? So the next day you don't have to be like, oh my God, I'm just gonna eat shit today because I can't bother to cook. I work late, okay? Have it ready to go. Then you've got that choice. You've got the choice to have the healthy thing without the effort. Mums, if you've got a kid that won't stop crying through the night, okay, I'm sorry. Sleep when they nap, even if it's 15 to 20 minutes. This has been proven to decrease stress. So if they have a nap twice a day, 3 times a day, I don't know how long babies sleep for, or how often they nap, but don't be like, oh, it's 15, 20 minutes, and just do the dishes, or just hoover, or just put some. No. This is your time to sleep, because you need it from bedtime when you didn't get it, okay? This is a hard one. Say no to friends and family if they ask you to do things for them, or to go out, or for them if they want to see the baby, but you need rest. You are number one. I know as a mom, you're probably like, no, my kid comes first. No. You have to come first, because if you don't come first, you're going to burn out. You're going to be hormonal mess, and your baby isn't going to get the best of you anyway. So you look after yourself first, okay? That's why they say when you're on an aeroplane, put your own oxygen mask on first and then help others, okay? Can't help anyone if you're empty. Can't pour from an empty cup. But the big thing you can do is ask for help. So ask those people that want to see the baby. Yes, you can take the baby. You could take the baby for a few hours while I nap. Okay, yeah, you could take them overnight. No problem. Okay, so ask them for help. Ask them to help around the house, to clean, to meal prep for you. Like, ask them for help. You are a new mum. You deserve all the support. They want to support you by taking you for food? No. Come and clean my house, Auntie Sandra. Like, that's what I want from you. Good sleep hygiene and have food prepped as much as possible. So with sleep hygiene, you want a cool room. Your body needs to drop 1 degree Celsius for you to fall asleep. So you need a cool room, aircon, fans, windows, have a cool shower. I've also heard running your wrists under cold water is helpful. Whatever works, isn't it? And also pitch black, okay? I recently listened to a podcast and they said even like a little bit of light coming through the room will stop you from losing fat. I was like, what? So my eye mask is coming back on. I literally carry an eye mask everywhere when we travel. So get your eye masks, ladies. That's what you need, all right? Okay, more about stress. You should be capable of managing stress. You should not be having meltdowns and binge eating because your Auntie Sandra, that one, yeah, she didn't reply to your email or your text, your Facebook message. She left you on red. You shouldn't be having a meltdown about that, right? You shouldn't be freaking out every time you need to get dressed to go out because you look fat and you bloody hate everything in your wardrobe. You've got a lovely wardrobe over there and it's full of clothes that you love. Be too fat to get into it. All right, that might annoy you, but shouldn't freak you out to the point of tears or spending hours getting changed. Okay, it's not good. Overwhelm should happen rarely. So you might feel that sense of overwhelm, but it shouldn't be happening on a regular basis. It shouldn't be like up and down, up and down, up and down, crying. Yes, menopause does have an effect on this, and so does PMS, but it shouldn't be constant, okay? We don't want that. You need to be able to manage it. You should feel generally calm day to day, zen, and you should experience some stress. We've already mentioned that. It's helpful, right? Okay, so I'm nearly there, guys. Rattling through. Top tips. Wake up and go to bed the same time every day. Yes, even on weekends. If you wake up at 6 for work, wake up at 6 on the weekend. Enjoy your day. Have a longer day, right? Right, when I lay in. Why? Why? Unless you're a mum or a night shift worker. You don't need extra sleep, but you don't need to be pushing it later. If going to bed and waking up the same time helps you lose weight, why would you not do it? Right? Why would you not do it? People are quick enough, like, oh, give me that pill, put stuff in my body that I don't even know, but they won't go to bed at the right time. And same with your babies, right? If you've had kids, you put them to bed at the same time, you wake them up at the same time, put them down for a nap at the same time, you wake them up at the same time. They've got a bedtime routine. You know, you wash them, feed them, wash them, change them, read them a story, whatever it's going to be. And those triggers help the baby to understand, like, okay, it's time now for me to go to sleep, even though it might not seem like it. And that's basically what happens. So have a morning and bedtime routine, which you've already spoken about. Delay coffee. So cortisol, when it raises in the morning, you want that to be the body's signal to wake up. When you're having coffee or caffeine straight away, your body's going, I don't need to use cortisol. I don't need to produce this because I got coffee. We've got an external stimulus. It's not good, okay? We need cortisol in our body. So delay your coffee by 90 minutes. If you can do it, but if you can wait until midday, then that is the creme de la creme. That is the best, but lots of people can't. So 90 minutes. Make sure you have a big bottle of water or glass of water in that time. Add in self-care each week. Sorry, partner, hubby, wife, whatever it's going to be. My coach says I have to add in some self-care, some me time. I have to go and get my nails done. I have to go get my hair done. I have to go sit in the bath in the bubble bath for 2.5 hours while you look after the baby. Like, this is important, guys. Self-care. Eat enough of the right foods. And I'm not worried about you guys. I know you're already doing that. Have boundaries. Now, I am worried about a lot of you with this one. You are probably a yes person. You're probably on hyperdrive all the time. You're always on the go, 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 go. Yeah, I'll do that for you. Yeah, I'll pick that up. Yeah, can I help you? Oh, yeah, I'll do this. I'll just do this. I'll just do that. I'll just do this. No. Okay. We're saying no to things we don't want to do without guilt. Screw them. Okay? Look after yourself and have those boundaries. No, you can't come over after whatever time because I'm going to sleep. No, I'm not going out drinking with you this weekend because I'm miserable when I'm fat. I can say it like that. I'm sure your friends would understand that better than, oh, I don't feel like it this weekend. Just tell them the truth. Include mindfulness and meditation. We like to use an app called Headspace, which is good. But you can use YouTube videos on them as well. And control what you can and be okay with the rest. The control freak in me itches when there's something I can't control. It's like, why are you doing this to me? Just touch that, just tweak that a little bit. When me and Cam working on documents, I'm like, I'll just tweak this. I'll just tweak this. I'll just do this. No, okay? Delegate. Step away. Okay? Delegate the cooking, delegate the cleaning, delegate the whatever it's going to be, and be fine with the rest. If you got a job interview, all you can do is practice, 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 try and get in with the hiring manager a little bit, do your best, and then whatever. It's up to you. The rest of it's not your decision to make, okay? If you've got something, if there's like an illness in the family, or you maybe, control what you can. Eat good food, exercise, have the circadian rhythm that's in check, sleep well, all of these kind of things. Or do that, help another person do that. And then you can't do anything else. I know it's really easy for me just to go, well, just don't worry about it. But you have to be okay with it because the stress from that is going to make things worse. You guys ever thought you were pregnant? You're like, oh my God, there's so much stress. Oh my God, oh my God. Like when you didn't want the baby, obviously. And your period's late. It makes it even later because you're stressing out about it, okay? Just chill. Okay, so there's my little lesson today. So here is your task, your homework. So download the bonus pack in the link. It's not going to be in the link in the comments. I lied. It's going to be in the featured section, okay? Keep a journal for the next few days. Now, I know already some of you guys have already said, I've got a journal. And I'm like, yes, I love a journal, pretty pen. I'm sorted. I want you to document your sleep patterns, your stress levels, and your physical activity. So, last night I went to sleep at 11:30. I went to bed because you don't know what time you go to sleep. Went to bed at 11:30. I woke up at 7, so 7.5 hours, whatever it is, sleep. I went to bed stressed, or I had stress all day yesterday. I didn't get many steps in. I didn't do any like light therapy, didn't go outside or whatever. Okay. Then reflect on the observations and see if you can see any potential connections. So sometimes we'll see if people are really stressed, then they don't go out, which obviously is not what you're supposed to do. And then they just lounge around. They don't really do much. They overthink then when it's time to go to sleep. And so their sleep is off. So see if you can find these patterns. Also food, if you want to do that as well. What did you eat last night? Did that affect your sleep? So carbs have been shown to help get into sleep. Not sugar like candy and stuff, but rice, oats, that kind of thing. It's going to help you go into sleep. So see then also if you're hungry, yeah. See if you're hungry. Cravings, because leptin and ghrelin, don't forget, if you have bad sleep, they're going to be thrown off, so you're going to be more hungry. So is there a connection between hunger, cravings? Are you moody? So, try and figure this out. And I want to see some observations in the group. Do you already know, like, if I don't get X amount of sleep, I am not good? The one thing I do want to say on this, guys, is if you've got like a watch like this with a heart rate monitor in, if you've got any kind of if you've got any like sleep monitors. I had an Aura ring. They're super, super expensive. Didn't work. It was crap. But what people do, let me just clarify that. It was crap for me because I've got a heart condition, so it didn't work. Okay, I don't want to slate it. It's a good piece of kit, just not for me. So if your watch says you had 2 hours of I don't know, medium sleep or REM sleep, but the rest of it you're awake, you're up and down, up and down. You'll wake up, you look at that and go, "Oh God, I slept like crap last night," and then that will set the tone for the day. Also, if you wake up and you're like, "Oh, 2 hours deep sleep, 5 hours REM, 3 hours light sleep," yeah, I'm full of energy. So you want to check your mood before you watch. Check your mood before your phone. Check your mood and your energy and check in with yourself before you look at technology, okay? Because that is a big influencer. So we want to be like preparing ourselves for the day based on how we are feeling about ourselves, not what a piece of electronics tell us that we should be feeling, okay? So that is it, guys. I look forward to seeing your posts in the group. Look forward to hearing about anything you found. Actually, I want to know your biggest takeaway as well. Pop in the comments. Let me know, like, what was the biggest thing you learned today? And you're like, mind blown. Of course, this makes sense now. I want to hear about that because I love understanding what you guys need more help with, or what maybe what you already know. So any questions, let us know. Otherwise, have a fantastic Wednesday and we'll speak to you soon.